Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the February the 8th, 2021 legislative session of the Salisbury City Council. I'd like to call the meeting to order. We have a brief agenda this evening, and we'll have time for comments at the end. So at this time, please join me in a moment of silent meditation or prayer. Thank you. At this time, we have two proclamations and a presentation, and I'll turn it over right now to City Administrator and Acting Mayor Julia Glanz.
Well, good evening, Council. Tonight is a special night. We get to celebrate two really exciting things in our community. The first of which is Black History Month, Proclamation for Black History Month. And I'm really excited about the work that the city team in partnership with Choices Academy and Phoenix Youth Project has set forth for the month. So if you haven't checked out our website, on the city's page, there's a big banner. You can't miss it on the top of the page. I invite you to do so. A team put together some really great content for everybody to learn more because we're certainly never done learning. So I will share with you our proclamation for tonight. So whereas in February 1926, noted Black author, historian, and father of Black history, Carter G. Woodson, introduced Negro History Week, the precursor to Black History Month, in order to highlight significant contributions African Americans had made toward the development of civilization. And whereas Black History Month, observed each February, celebrates the achievements of African Americans in the arts, civil rights, education, entertainment, government, history, law, literature, medicine, military, music, politics, science, sports, and other endeavors. And whereas the city of Salisbury continues to work towards becoming an inclusive or a more inclusive community in which all citizens, past, present, and future, are respected and recognized for their contributions and potential contributions to our society and life. And whereas this year, the city of Salisbury and the Phoenix Youth Project have proudly launched a collaborative online program in celebration of Black History Month, and the Phoenix Youth Project, incorporated in partnership with the Lynching Memorial Task Force and Wicomico County Public School students, have worked jointly with the city of Salisbury to produce a virtual Black History Month project focusing on three key items: learn, heal, empower. And whereas video blogs, music, news, resources, and more, which illustrate the key themes, can be found on the city's website. Now, therefore, I, Julia Glanz, City Administrator of the City of Salisbury, do hereby proclaim February 2021 as Black History Month. And if you haven't gotten a chance, I think the Phoenix Youth Project dropped the first, there's 5 students from Choices that are, and maybe some other schools are going through learning about the mural at Route 13 and Church Street. And the first video is just audio, and it's listening to each of the students talk about, you know, Black History Month and the mural, and really just high level what they know about it. But it's so exciting and sort of intoxicating listening to their excitement and their giddiness, and, you know, where they don't understand and they have questions. It's a really cool first video, so I invite you to check that out, and they're going to be dropping more throughout the month as they learn more. So it's an exciting time. So our next proclamation comes along with a presentation. Our one and only Secretary of Kindness, Grace Murdoch. So she has a presentation that I forgot to pull up, so I'm going to do that very quickly right now. So Grace, do you want to start talking as I pull this up so you can?
Sure. Hi, everybody. Thanks for having me tonight, President Heath and all the council members and all the other people who are on. I am delighted to bring you up to date on what Kind SBY, let's see which side I can do this too. Yeah, has been doing. It seems like I haven't updated you in what, a year perhaps? So the best thing about it is that kindness can go on regardless of whatever the climate and the problems are within the world, nation, our community, and it just can't be stopped. So I want to give you an update on everything that's going on. And I'm sure that you all remember that banner that's still, thank you, Julia, still flying at the parking garage. Every time I think we're going to take it down, then something comes up. So now we've got Rack Week coming up, so it's not going anywhere yet. So next slide, Julia, please. Just to let you know, these are your kindness commissioners for Kind SBY. And we do have one additional one who we invited yesterday, and that's Dominique Sessa, who agreed to become a kindness commissioner. And the folks that you see here, you may not see them on Facebook as much as you see Grace, but we're all doing things and working behind the scenes to spread kindness. And this was one of the first things we did after we became a commission when COVID started, that we put this out on the internet, and I hope you can read it. It says our communities will continue to thrive through kindness, support, and generosity of spirit toward one another, today, tomorrow, and always. And that is what we've been doing. And our commission was, of course, created by Mayor Day and me because we had to have a support for our first World Kindness USA City designation. Next. And this was when we got the designation, October 4th, 2019, and we have not stopped since we received that designation. And the logo you see here is all through the community. If you know of any business who would like to have the sign, just like I have behind me, in their window, that would be lovely. And let me know. I'd love for them to be out and about and not in the back of my car. So let me know. And when they become a sponsor, if they should become a sponsor, they receive a cling that goes on their front window or door that says that they are indeed a paying sponsor of Kind SBY. Next. Keep going. And that is exactly what I said earlier. We have not stopped, and kindness is about to just erupt for Random Acts of Kindness Week during February 14th through the 20th. Next. When COVID started, we did not stop at all. We kept working. And what you see here is Camp Hope, and we made donations to those, the tent area. Stephanie Willie made donations for what was needed, sleeping bags and such. And this is a lovely picture of Shalera Sesam's back, and she was doing food one day. I have a better picture of her, but we jump in wherever we need to, wherever there is a call for need for kindness. We are there to represent the commission and our community with kindness. Next. This was when ever there is a food need, Heather Mailer, before she got feeling better, went and shopped for over $200 worth of groceries through our sponsorship money to go to the food distribution. And here you see just a little picture of Martin, and he is distributing this food. This was actually at the Camden Community Playground. And he has been instrumental in working with the vulnerable task force on the food committee. And just today we had another food bank delivery at Leonard Street over near Booth Street, and he was on live telling people to come get food. So we have our hands in everything that helps make our community run for the best of everyone. Next. Here are other ways we have been supporting. This was Susan Worthen is up in the upper corner, to my left corner, and we were waving to students on one of the coldest days when they were returning to class. And all we did was pass out Kindness Matters cards and welcome them to SU. Below her, you see the picture of the CES beds, Community Emergency Shelter Program. Martin is there almost every day. He's spending the nights. We have people who are there working in the kitchens. Whatever needs to be done, the call is answered. In the middle, we gave boxes of chocolates to the COVID unit at the hospital at one point. And also you see before all of this started, down in the bottom, Savannah, my little Undersecretary of Kindness, Savannah Brooks, is there with her mom, and they were giving out flowers and chocolates at the hospital before we needed masks. And it is just a joy to work within the community to do what needs to be done. And we just look for things where we can be involved and share kindness for the community. Next. This is one of the campaigns we are most proud of. When COVID was underway and we knew that people needed a boost, we ran a first responders campaign through donors. And you can see the numbers. 72 donors gave that amount of money. And we ordered food and goodie baskets and things that we thought would lift the spirits and help the morale from 18 businesses, and we blessed 872 individuals. And these are just a little bit of sample of the people who we used and we blessed. And it was thrilling to see the community respond and provide this funding for this group of people. And I really believe it helped us all have a better outlook when we are helping people. That's what it does. When you're giving and sharing, it helps the giver, it helps the receiver, and it helps people who just know that it's being done. So next, please, Julia. This was our other huge campaign that we ran that blessed the schools with books of diversity. When we were experiencing unrest in the community around the untimely issues and problems, and Black Lives Matter were coming to the forefront, and we were supporting that by doing the painting on, oh my gosh, what's the name of the street? Help me out. You know.
Broad Street.
Yeah,
Broad Street.
Absolutely. Thank you. Went blank there. We decided to do a book campaign for the schools, and it was called Celebrate Diversity. And again, we called on the public to donate funds through a wish list on Amazon, and they delivered funding and sent books to me, over 198 books, actually. I think it was 234. And the money that came through that, and all the books were delivered by the kindness commissioners to the schools. And I can't tell you what that does for them to actually give the gift that we have managed to create. And the schools were delighted. They even went in the bottom corner to my right, in some of the little libraries, we put books in there because we wanted children to see themselves not only in the illustrations, but as authors. And I am thrilled that the kids are going to get back into the schools and get to experience these books. Okay, next. We do have these 7 kindness clubs. They will get started again as soon as the kids are in place. I know that the guidance counselors and the teachers who were involved in these clubs will get going again. And this was Jake last year. We were at Salisbury Middle, and those kids had done a beautiful puzzle that showed all ethnicities in the, they had drawn the pictures of the puzzles. It was beautiful. And Jake went there to tell them about his job and praise them for the work that they were doing. So we just can't wait. There is money going to those clubs that we have had to hold because COVID started, but they will be getting some seed money so they can get going again. We're so excited about those clubs. And anyone I talk to and tell that we have kindness clubs in our schools all across the nation, when I say we have clubs, they are blown away. So I'm thrilled with that. Next. And in November, we had a virtual dance for kindness. Oddly enough, it wasn't anything like we had before the other 4 years, but on the same date, Savannah, again, Undersecretary of Kindness, was involved in a program called Race to Kindness with the young man from Texas who won the same speech contest that Savannah won 2 years before, and his goal was to collect 100,000 meals for the homeless. And so Savannah partnered with him, and she had the public donate and prepare more than 1,400 meals, which went to Christine Chestnut at Housing First, and they were made available to people as needed. So that was thrilling. Next. As soon as COVID struck, we had commissioners sewing masks. Susan Parker sewed hundreds of masks. Our newest commissioner, Dom Sessa, created Delmarva Crafters and sewed masks for free, gave them away. So again, anywhere we see a need, we are there to try to help meet the need. And most recently, let me see if I can change my panel so I can see. Yeah, I'll cover it myself for me. Jeff Merritt, Operation We Care, has been engaged more than once delivering care boxes similar to those he sends to the troops to the people at Tidal Health Peninsula Regional. And just I want to say 10 days ago, we were there with these boxes. Kind SBY made donations of cookies that went inside and chocolates. And we were delighted to deliver them to the hospital, to these COVID unit workers. It's just thrilling. And he said he was sorry to present things that didn't have anything in it that was good for them. And one of the nurses said, "That's fine, we like that." So great fun. Next. So here's the page that is on our website that has to do with becoming a sponsor. I would urge any of you who have connections that if you are able to talk to companies, individuals who would like to become a sponsor of Kind SBY, our sponsorship, this is my little plug, our sponsorship period is about to come out with our inaugural newsletter that is coming. And we've done everything we have since our beginnings with under 30 sponsors. So we've made the best of what we can do with what we've had to work with. And we could do so much more. And everything we've done has met a need in our community. I am so proud when I was so proud when I went down with the new light banners that are downtown, and there flew in beautiful gold with white lettering, First World Kindness USA City. And our city, our commissioners, many people who are not even with our commission are doing so much kindness, and I feel like it is thriving. Our logo says where kindness lives, and I do believe that. Next. And this is our last slide. We're here. We're here to do what needs to be done, what we can offer to do. We are thrilled with Random Acts of Kindness Week coming up, and our main thrust is we are offering a campaign called Shop Local for a Sweet Donation. And these bars will be passed out to our business owners downtown predominantly. And in some of the bars, there will be a ticket that says you are a winner and you will receive, let me see if I can get it out. I put it in here and I've hidden it for myself. Hold on. It says, you're a winner. A $25 donation will be made for you to your favorite nonprofit. Congratulations. So what we wanted it to do was bless our small businesses, give people something to anticipate, to look forward to as they shopped, and then bless some nonprofits. So that's our rack plan. Julia and I are about to go out on Friday and get people pumped up, and I hope you're pumped up after seeing this presentation. Thank you, everybody. Any questions, please let me have them.
Thank you very much. That was great. That was excellent. If you have just 30 people and you do what you do, what do you do in your spare time? I mean,
We just have a great group. And I want to do a shout out to April because she helped us at the Church Street mural when the guys who were walking for peace came to Salisbury, and she came and explained that. And that was really a highlight of their day. So thank you, April.
Thank you as well, Grace, for having me. I was honored.
Grace, keep doing what you're doing. We love you, and it's fantastic. I think it's close between you and Martin, of the two secretaries. I tell you what, you guys, I don't know when you sleep, but thank you on behalf of everyone. Thank you very much. It's fantastic.
Yes, it is.
And keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Well, Mr. President, I will read this proclamation quickly to officially name next week Random Acts of Kindness Week.
Okay.
So whereas the Salisbury City Council, with support of Mayor Day, passed resolution number 2850 on July 9th, 2018 for the purpose of declaring support for a kinder world for our children to inherit. And whereas the City of Salisbury pledged ongoing support to World Kindness USA, in that resolution for its ambitious endeavors to encourage all of humanity, from classrooms to staff rooms and boardrooms to those residing in the corridors of government, to seek kinder options in all matters, regardless of politics, race, religion, gender, sexual preference, age, and even zip codes. And whereas Mayor Jake Day and Secretary of Kindness Grace Murdoch have for 4 years highlighted kindness during the month of February. And whereas the City of Salisbury has held Dance for Kindness events in 2016 through 19 as a community unity opportunity, and as a result, the kindness climate has expanded through similar events, including biking activities, marathons, youth centers, gardens, kindness speech contests, festival, and other efforts. And whereas many Wycomico public schools have engaged in kindness initiatives with the students, including the establishments of kindness clubs. And whereas all citizens of the City of Salisbury and neighboring communities have been encouraged to be proactive in modeling kind behaviors and teaching children and young adults the importance of kindness, empathy, and compassion for others, regardless of appearance and or circumstance. And whereas the City of Salisbury Marathon was recognized in October of 2019 as the first World Kindness USA city. And whereas it is natural for the City of Salisbury's kindness efforts to continue as it leads, for example, in modeling kind behavior and spreading the message of kindness every day, with the potential outcome being a creation of a peaceful, kind, and harmonious community, which will hopefully be felt for generations to come. Now, therefore, I, Julia Glenn, City Administrator, do by hereby proclaim February 14th through 20th as Kindness Awareness Week.
Thank you. Mayor Day and I want to thank all of you. Thank you, Julia.
It wouldn't be an event with Grace without the mayor here. He'll be so happy to know he was here.
That's right.
Comments or questions from any of the council people? Mr. Boda?
Just appreciative of everything you do for a community and highlighting kindness and how important it is to bring everybody together and just be kind to everybody. I'm going to work on a couple people for sponsorships. So I'll hopefully you'll see some responses in the next week or so.
Thank you, Muir.
Ms. Jackson?
Grace, wonderful. And with all she goes through and does, she keeps that smile on her face. And that inspires me because I can imagine what you go through in a day's time. So I'm grateful for everything you do as towards kindness, and I, like Mira as well, I'm going to find some sponsors myself in our community to help and in my district to help with the kindness initiative. And I appreciate everything you've done and going to do.
Thank you.
Thank you, April.
You're welcome.
Mike?
Grace, I mean, honestly, Salisbury is so blessed to have you, and we love you. This is why I love Salisbury, this kind of stuff. I mean, this is just amazing. Our community rocks, and honestly, you are the cornerstone of keeping us all together and inspired and very hopeful and just encouraged. We just cannot thank you enough for all that you do. And Actually, we were just thinking about some clubs to have at Choices Academy, and I think I need to start a kindness club.
Yes,
I think that's
please.
what we need to do. Yes.
Oh, and Angela just reminded me of something. We want to replace the rock garden down at the edible garden. If you all would like to work on that, I'd really like it.
Okay.
I had some rock painting people really upset that those rocks left. So please, pretty please, Amanda, pretty please. Okay,
And-
thanks,
All right.
Angela.
All right.
Mrs. Gregory.
The work that you guys do, excuse me, the work that you guys do is amazing. And I second what everybody else has said about, you being absolutely tireless. You seem to always be going, and I don't know how you do it.
Oh,
But I think this is wonderful. I'm going to put a bunch of posts out on social media as well and see if we can get some stuff spread.
thank you.
And I'll reach out to some organizations and see what we can do.
Thank you, Michelle. And I'm writing a list. I've got a couple in mind already. So we'll see how many sponsors we can get
All right.
and get up with you hopefully we can do it during the week that we just proclaimed.
That would be fun.
Thanks again, Grace. Appreciate
Uh-huh.
it.
Sure thing.
Okay, at this time, I'll call for a motion and a second to adopt the legislative agenda.
So moved.
So, second.
Ms. Jackson? Ms. Blake? I'll call the motion. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Mr. Boda?
Aye.
Ms. Jackson?
Aye.
Ms. Blake?
Aye.
Mrs. Gregory?
Hi.
And the chair votes aye. I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Mr. Boda? And who was the second, please? Ms. Blake? Good evening, Mrs. Nichols.
Good evening, and I just lost it. There it is. On the consent agenda tonight, we have the January 11th, 2021 council meeting minutes. Resolution number 3089, approving the reappointment of Clifton Griffin to the Salisbury Zoo Commission for term ending December 2023. Resolution number 3090, approving the reappointment of Dave Harris to the Salisbury Zoo Commission for the term ending January 2024. And resolution number 3091, approving the appointment of Sarah Ayla Hoffman to the Sustainability Advisory Committee for term ending February 2023. And that is it for the consent agenda.
Thank you, Mrs. Nichols.
You're
I'll
welcome.
now call the motion. All those in favor of the consent agenda as presented, please signify by saying aye. Mr. Boda?
Aye.
Ms. Jackson?
Aye.
Ms. Blake?
Aye.
Mrs. Gregory?
Hi.
And the chair votes aye. The consent agenda is approved by a vote of 5-0. I'd like to take this time, and it's a great pleasure to have our three volunteers on the call with us tonight. So I'd like to recognize my friend Clifton Griffin, my other friend David Harris, and I haven't met you yet, Sarah, but I'm your friend of yours. So Sarah Ella, thank you very much. Appreciate it. We appreciate what you do for us, and that's what makes the city work. So thank you very, very much, each and every one of you.
Thank you.
At this time, I'll entertain a motion to approve resolution number 3092.
So moved.
Second.
Ms. Blake, Ms. Jackson. Ms. Glanz.
Resolution number 3092, a resolution of the City of Salisbury, Maryland, adopting a capital improvement plan for the 5-year period FY 22 to 26, whereas it is important for the city to develop a short-range plan showing its capital outlay needs and setting forth a plan for financing those needs. And whereas the development of such a plan helps to ensure the city's short-range capital needs are being addressed in a responsible manner, helps to plan those needs in a priority order, and helps anticipate the resources that will be available to finance those needs. And whereas the city staff has developed the attached capital improvement plan for the 5-year period beginning fiscal year 22 and ending in fiscal year 26. And whereas the city council has reviewed the attached capital improvement plan and finds that it reflects the capital needs of the city as best reasonably anticipated.
Thank you, Ms. Williams. Questions or comments? Mr. Boda?
I think I was driving last week when we were discussing, so I couldn't comment, but I think, reviewing it, I think this, the CIP, this, again, we're reflecting the needs of our city, the needs of our citizens, and we're reflecting the values of who we are. So great job to all the department heads for putting this together, and look forward to implementing everything that we can possibly implement.
Thank you, Mr. Boda. Ms. Jackson?
I concur with Mayor's no need to prolong or the meeting or anything. So I agree with just what Mayor said.
Thank you. Ms. Blake?
I concur. Definitely move it forward.
Mhm.
Thank you. Mr. Gregory? There you go.
Not much else to be said. I concur. Move forward.
Thank you. I too, the preparation was good.
Very
It wasn't good. It was excellent. And hopefully we'll be able to fund all the projects to keep up. Our debt service is in pretty good shape. So Mr. Cordry, I'm sure will find us some money. He's not on the call, so I can say that. But thank you very much. I'll now call the motion. All those in favor of resolution number 3092, please signify by saying aye. Mr. Boda?
Aye.
Ms. Jackson?
Aye.
Ms. Blake?
Aye.
Mrs. Gregory?
Aye.
The chair votes aye. Resolution number 3092 is approved by a vote of 5-0. I'll entertain a motion to approve ordinance number 2652.
So move.
So moved. Second.
Ms. Jackson, Mr. Boda. Good evening, Mr. Tillman.
Good evening. Ordinance 2652 is an ordinance of the City of Salisbury authorizing the mayor to sign the grant agreement and accept a grant of $4,000 from the State of Maryland Department of Natural Resources Critical Area Commission and approving an amendment of the grant fund budget to allocate the funds for purposes of critical area program implementation. Whereas ordinance number 2578 dated February 26, 2020 gave the Department of Infrastructure and Development the responsibility of overseeing the city's critical area program. And whereas the State of Maryland Department of Natural Resources Critical Area Commission provides an annual grant and aid to assist local governments with implementation of the critical area program functions. And whereas grant funds may only be used to support local personnel, administrative costs, or consulting services utilized for the direct implementation of the local critical area program. And whereas the funds are proposed to be utilized to fund a portion of the city's planner's salary. And whereas the budget amendment will allocate FY21 grant funds for the implementation of the critical area program functions. Now therefore be it enacted and ordained that the City Council of the City of Salisbury, Maryland does hereby authorize the mayor to sign the attached grant agreement accepting the project term and accept the grant of $4,000 from the State of Maryland Department of Natural Resources Critical Area Commission for the implementation of the critical area program functions, and further authorizes grant reimbursements to be transferred to the appropriate grant account. Be it further ordained that the city's grant fund budget be amended as follows. Increase the Critical Area Commission grant revenue account by $4,000 and increase the planning salary grant account by $4,000.
Thank you, Mr. Tillman. Questions or comments? Mr. Boda?
No questions or comments.
Thank you, Ms. Jackson.
No questions, no comments.
Thank you. Ms. Blake?
No questions or comments.
Mrs. Gregory?
No questions or comments.
Thank you. I'll call the motion. All those in favor of ordinance number 2652, 2652 for the second reading, please signify by saying aye. Mr. Boda,
Aye.
Ms. Jackson,
Aye.
Ms. Blake,
Aye.
Mrs. Gregory,
Aye.
and the chair votes aye. Ordinance number 2652 is approved by a vote of 5-0. I'll entertain a motion to approve ordinance number 2653 for the second reading.
So move.
Second.
Ms. Jackson, Mrs. Gregory, Mr. Tillman.
Thank you, Mr. Heath. Ordinance number 2653 is an ordinance of the City of Salisbury approving amendment of the city's general capital project fund budget to reallocate funding for the police communication project. Whereas the police communications project has $60,000 of available funds currently assigned for the purchase of workstations, and whereas the procurement department issued an RFP for the workstations and the lowest bid received was $98,777, exceeding the available funds by $38,777. And whereas there is $10,674.12 previously allocated for the purchase of 2 vehicles for the Department of Field Operations that is now available to be reallocated to cover part of the shortfall. And whereas there is $13,048.34 previously allocated to the bond issuance cost that is now available to be reallocated to cover part of the shortfall. And whereas there is $15,054.54 in interest accrued on bond proceeds not previously allocated that is now available to be reallocated to cover part of the shortfall, now therefore be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Salisbury that the city's general capital project fund budget be and is hereby amended as follows. The police communication revenue account bond proceeds will be increased by $10,674.12. Field operation vehicles bond proceeds will be decreased by $10,674.12. Police communications expense will be increased by $10,674.12, and field op vehicles expense will be decreased by $10,674.12. Police communications revenue account will be increased by $13,048.34. Cost of bond issuance revenue will be decreased by $13,048.34. Police communications expense will be increased by $13,048.34. And the cost of bond issuance will be decreased by $13,048.34. Police revenue interest will be increased by $15,054.54, and the cost of bond expense equipment will also be increased by $15,054.54.
Thank you,
That's
Mr.
it.
Tillman. Questions or comments? Mr. Boda.
No questions or comments.
Thank you. Ms. Jackson,
No questions, no comments.
Ms. Blake,
No questions or comments.
and Mrs. Gregory.
No questions or comments.
Thank you. The only comment I have is Mr. Boda brought it up the last time. Mr. Cordery and his staff are doing an excellent job at coming up with and finding money that is sitting in another account that's not going to be used instead of dragging stuff out of surplus. And I think that that's a fantastic thing. We've become very good at it. I say we. He and his staff have become very good at it. We thank him for that diligence. And it also keeps the books a lot cleaner. So that's a positive thing for us. I'll now call the motion. All those in favor of ordinance number 2653 for the second reading, please signify by saying aye. Mr. Boda,
Aye.
Ms. Jackson,
Aye.
Ms. Blake,
Aye.
Mrs. Gregory.
Aye.
The chair votes aye. Ordinance number 2653 is approved by a vote of 5-0. I'll entertain a motion to approve ordinance number 2654 for the first reading.
So moved.
So moved.
I'll give Ms. Blake the motion and Mr. Boda the second. Mr. Tillman.
Thank you. This is ordinance 2654. It's an ordinance of the City of Salisbury to authorize the mayor to enter into a contract with the Department of Housing and Community Development for the purpose of accepting grant funds in the amount of $130,730 and to approve a budget amendment to the grant fund to appropriate funds for a Main Street Business Relief Program and marketing support. Whereas Department of Housing and Community Development, DHCD, created the Maryland Strong Economic Relief Initiative, MD-SERI, to assist Marylanders affected by the disruption of COVID-19. And whereas the purpose of the grant program is to provide Main Street organizations a way to apply for funds to assist businesses in the district. And whereas the City of Salisbury Office of Business Development submitted a grant application to DHCD for funding to create Main Street Relief Program and Marketing Support Program. And whereas DHCD has awarded the city funds in the amount of $130,730. And whereas the city must enter into a grant agreement with DHCD defining how the funds must be expended. And whereas Section 7-29 of the Salisbury City Charter prohibits the city from entering into a contract that requires an expenditure not appropriated or authorized by the City Council, and whereas appropriations necessary to execute the purpose of this grant must be made upon the recommendation of the mayor and approval of 4/5 of the council of the City of Salisbury. Now therefore be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Salisbury, Maryland, the mayor is authorized to enter into a grant agreement with the Department of Housing and Community Development to accept grant funds in the amount of $130,730. Be it further ordained that the city's grant fund budget be and is hereby amended as follows. Increase the Department of Housing and Community Development revenue account by $130,730. Increase the Business Relief Program expense account by $130,730.
Thank you, Mr. Tillman. Questions or comments, Mr. Boda?
I mean, this is significant funds for us to help our small businesses that are still struggling. So I'm glad to see this come through, glad to see us to be able to get this grant. And hopefully the next relief package that they're working on, there's supposed to be some more significant funds for municipalities. So, one of my goals is to make sure we not only that we're on it, but we have to communicate this to the municipalities on the Eastern Shore because a lot of them are struggling as well. So it's great to see that we got this. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Ms. Jackson?
I'm grateful for the grant and it'll be good, put to good use. And I know the businesses in our community and in our city could possibly use this. So thank you.
Ms. Blake?
No questions or comments.
Thank you. Mrs. Gregory?
I think this is fantastic, and this will help so many businesses that have been struggling over the past year. And hopefully there will be more help coming.
Thank you, Ms. Gregory. I just want to thank Laura Soper for the work she's done on this, and especially commend her for the short timetable before the people who are receiving this get their money. That's the whole thing. Keep it simple and get it in the hands of the people that need it. And Laura, we appreciate it very much. So thank you for the work you do.
Thank you, guys.
I'll now call the motion. All those in favor of ordinance number 2654 for the first reading, please signify by saying aye. Mr. Boda?
Aye.
Ms. Jackson?
Aye.
Ms. Blake?
Aye.
Mrs. Gregory?
Aye.
And the chair votes aye. Ordinance number 2654 for the first reading is approved by a vote of 5-0. That concludes the agenda for this evening, and I'll ask Ms. Glanz if there's been any requests for public comment.
Not yet, but if anybody wants to unmute or signal in the chat that they'd like to make a comment.
Okay, Ms. Glanz, any remarks for the good of the order?
I'm excited about Random Acts of Kindness Week. I get to go around, spend my Friday with Grace and feeling filled up with kindness. So I'm excited about that. And again, I invite everybody to check out the Black History Month website. And I've found a really cool website that daily emails me different topics around Black history. It's called 28 Days of Black History. Really cool stories that I had never heard of. The majority of us probably have never heard of it. So really trying to expand my learning. So I hope other folks will check it out as well.
Thank you. Mr. Boda?
Again, great to see, recognizing Black History Month and Kindness Week in the same week. And also just want to encourage everybody, please make sure, continue to support your small businesses, continue when you're ordering, make sure we're tipping really good and, spreading that kindness around as well. So, and again, can't wait to get back together and be with everybody. And if you get the opportunity, get the vaccine.
Thank you, Pierre. Appreciate it. Ms. Jackson?
I just wanted to tell Grace I'm going to be extra, extra kind this week. Extra kind. And also, Black History is just not a month for me. It's 365 days for me. As being the only African American on the city council, basically being a Black woman, an African American woman, it means a lot to me. So I just don't look at it as a month, and I appreciate, the month being given for our celebration. I do, but I just feel like, every day is history for us. And there's so much rich history here in the city of Salisbury for the African Americans. Angela, I would like to thank you for coming to me and asking me for some children or some youth to help with the program. It was very appreciative, that gave me a part of being a part of, and I appreciate what you do, Angela, very much. You're just a go-getter as well as Martin or Grace. I thank you for that. Saturday, I will be going to get my COVID shot. And I'm scared of needles, but I'm ready. I'm ready because I don't want it again. But I thank everybody here on the City Council for acknowledging Black History Month. And continue to learn about our rich Black history here in Salisbury, because we do have a lot of Black history here that's not been documented. It's not on record. And we need to know. And everybody needs to know. So I thank everybody. Please remain safe, mask, get your shot, as Mira said. Still continue to social distance as much as possible. And just be safe and be kind, as Grace said, because I said I'm going to be extra kind this weekend. I started out today because I did something and I said, I stopped today. And I do want to let you all know, I stopped today and I know we're not supposed to do this, but my heart, it just touched my heart. I gave a homeless person some money, and I'm not bragging about it because I don't even know who he was, but that was my first beginning of being kind, and always try to do a good deed every day for someone. And that's what we should all do. That's being kind, doing a good deed for someone every day. So City of Salisbury, remember, do something from your heart for somebody every day. Thank you.
Thank you, April.
You're welcome.
Angela?
Oh God, I just love Salisbury. I tell you, just if you're healthy enough, please donate blood. We're still short, and for us who aren't able to donate blood at the time, it really means a lot for you to donate some blood. And continue to wear your mask, social distance, and if you're able to get the vaccine, get your vaccine.
Thank you, Angela. Michelle?
Yeah, please get the vaccine, please. And when you contact the Department of Health about getting the vaccine, please be kind to them. They are so overwhelmed. They are so overworked. My son should be eligible for getting a shot, and they are just so backed up and overwhelmed. The poor lady sounded almost terrified when I called. I'm sure they're getting a lot of angry phone calls. Please be kind to these folks. They're working so hard to get everybody vaccinated as fast as they can. They don't have enough of the shots. We need to do better about that. but that's at the state level. You know, but please be nice to the folks at the health department. They're working as hard as they can to get this stuff done. So, and until then, make all their hard work worth it. Continue to wear a mask, continue to social distance.
Thank you, Michelle. I too urge everyone to wear a mask, and I know that there are a lot of people my age, and there are a lot of people who are younger than I who are afraid to get the vaccine. I had my second shot last Friday. I will tell you that from my own personal experience, the first shot that I got, I had no symptoms whatsoever, and I didn't even have a sore arm. The second shot, I had no symptoms except my arm was sore. And if that's the worst of it, it beats the hell out of dying.
Thank you.
So I encourage everyone, please get vaccinated when you are eligible. And wear a mask at all times to protect yourself, but also to protect other people, because you could be a carrier even though you've been vaccinated. So thank you for everybody for being here tonight. God bless you all, and we'll see you next week. Thank you. We're adjourned.